people of the internet, iOS 14 has come out, so I figured I would show you all just how my home screen looks and all of that fun stuff. So make sure to leave a like on this video, comment down below, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys know when I post. And let's just get started with it. So right off the bat, when iOS 14 dropped, all of my family already has like Android phones and stuff like that, so they already had all of these features. So while I was freaking out, as probably well as a lot of iPhone users are, about all these different new widgets and stuff we have access to, I feel like a lot of the Android users just really couldn't care less because they've already had access to this stuff since like probably day one. So on my home screen, I basically have the stacked widget, and it has the weather. It also has my calendar, and it also has my photos as well, so I can easily access all of that kind of stuff. And then I also just have like a minimal amount of apps here on my home screen. I used to have a whole bunch more on there, but I use the app library so I can clean up all the space on my phone. And then if we go over onto the left where I have my search and stuff like that, and we scroll up to the top, I have my battery in the top right, so I know what battery percentage my phone is at. I also have on the left, I have all like the tips and tricks so I can figure out more stuff about iOS 14 as more stuff comes out through YouTube and all of that fun stuff. I also have my screen time on here so I can figure out how much I'm spending on my phone because, as we all know, teenagers spend way too much time on their phones. I also have a notes thing. This one's for song ideas because I'll write song lyrics all the time to a bunch of random stuff, so I like to have that stuff right over there. And then I have my steps so I know how many steps I walk, even though I really don't care how many steps I walk. If we head back over onto the next page, I have a whole bunch of my apps laid out that I tend to use on like a daily basis. So I have this choreography note up in the top left, and I like this note a lot because I can easily access my choreography. The reason I need this is because since I'm a dancer and stuff and I like to create choreography a lot, it's easy for me to like access my note really quick if I'm listening to the song and I come up with a dance move. So it's really cool how I can now easily access the note instead of having to like go all the way over into the Notes app. So now on the far right, I have a few of my games laid out over here. I don't have all of them out obviously because I don't play all of my games all the time. And then I have Widgets over in the top left where I have this cute little flower picture. And actually both my lock screen, my main home screen, and the picture I used on Widgets all come from my Pinterest. So basically I took these pictures from Pinterest and I made two of them, obviously my lock screen and my home screen. And then basically how I made the widget one, which is over in the top left, is I actually got this app called Widgetsmith. And essentially what you do is you go up into add a widget. I'm choosing add a small widget because that's what I want the small widget for it. Then you would then tap on the newest one. You would click on default widget. Then you would scroll on down and then I picked photo. You can obviously pick another one if you choose to. And then essentially what you would do is you would select a photo. And then after you've done all of that, then you can simply actually go on to your main home screen. You can hold down, and then a plus icon will appear over in the top right for my phone at least. So you'll click that, and then you can basically scroll until you find Widgetsmith. And then you select the size that you pick, so whether you pick small, medium, or large. And then you go ahead and add the widget. And then if it's not the one that you necessarily wanted, you can simply tap on the item again. You can click where it says widget. And you can basically figure out which one you made, and then you'll tap on that one, and then that's how you'll come up with your widget. I'm going to go ahead and minus out of that right now because I don't need another widget over there. So basically the reason why I only have like a few widgets put out on my screen, I also don't have a whole bunch of like shortcuts for all of my different apps. That's basically just because of the fact that I've seen other people where they have all of their like aesthetic pictures made up for like all their different shortcuts and all that kind of stuff. And then I find out that basically you click on the app and then it takes you into shortcuts, then it finally takes you into the app. And I feel like that really just takes away from the efficiency of just going into the app directly. Of course, if you're someone who really enjoys being aesthetic and you want to have a whole bunch of widgets on your screen that reflect all of your aesthetic, and you want to have a whole bunch of different shortcuts that, you know, just reflect your aesthetic, that's cool too, and you should continue to do that. I personally like to have a more like efficient and clean and organized kind of look to my phone. This is why I only have like a few widgets set up because I only have the widgets that I truly need, and I also only have the apps on my screen that I truly need. So I believe that that's about it. So from the far left, I have a few little widgets that just can give me like a little bit of basic information. I have a widget on the home screen that's a stacked widget that can give me some basic information about the weather, the calendar, my photos. And then I also have some basic apps on the front that I use on a daily basis. And on the next page, I have an easy note to access all my choreography. And I also have some other like games and social media stuff. And then on my last page, I have a widget smith, which is just a picture of butterflies, as well as a few of my favorite games. And then I have my app library, which has the rest of my apps on there. So that way then if I ever need to look for something, I can always just tap search app store. Did I just say search app store? I can tap app library and I can go through and I can basically figure out which app I want, or I can just type it in. Now, I think one of the other cool things about iOS 14 is not just the fact that you can add widgets and stuff, but also the other fact that you can end up actually pinning conversations, which I think is super cool. So right now at the top, I basically just have a whole bunch of like family conversations pinned and just like my family members and stuff like that. But if you wanted to, you could obviously pin like your friends and other people such as that. And also whenever like a text comes through, it will like pop up on the little group chat or on the little person, and I think it's super cute. And on top of that, if you're wanting to like reply to a group chat, you can also just like click on the individual message and you can choose to reply to that. So I think that a lot of that stuff is just really cool and is really helpful for a lot of us whenever we're trying to go into a group chat and we're trying to reply to a specific message, but then ends up at like the bottom of the chat. Then now we have this way where we can just reply to that message and it like shows up in the chat. Or also if you're trying to figure out who's saying what from where, having like a little text bubble that pops up that just like, oh hey, this message came from this group chat. I think it's so cute and so amazing. I think we've all been really wanting that for a while. So that's what my home screen looks like, and that's how I've used the widgets and the app library to set up my phone. So make sure to leave a like on this video, comment down below, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys know when I post. And I'll see you all in my next video.